Hello, hello, good morning, amazing people. How are you doing? I am super excited, just starting right now. Right now, the masterclass about the journey towards 60 years. I'm super excited. It's a beautiful Saturday here, and you know, I want to mention that this is going to be a journey way far beyond strategy. Okay. This is going to be a journey towards, as I mentioned, resilience, energetics, and way more things that go beyond just strategy. So I'm super excited. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much for being here. If you are watching this live, I really want to say that the best currency that we have is time, and I really appreciate you taking time to be here to be listening to me. I would love also if you wanted you share where you are watching from. That's really great because I'm a world citizen. I love to watch. I love to travel, but I also like to connect with people from different parts of the world. I'm so happy that in this group there are people from all over the world. So I just would like to know, like, if you're watching me for the first time, just let me know so then I can say hi. If you're watching me for some time ago, just let me know where are you from, where are you watching. Just let me know that you're watching this live, or if you are watching the replay also, just let me know if you're watching the replay. I'm super excited. I don't know, that you have been in this group. Probably you have watched some other videos, some other trainings. But I would love it's also is just to have this connection with you. So just let me know where you're watching from, or who are you, like if you're, and then we can talk further beyond, right? So I'm super excited to be here today. This goes, this type of topics where I don't only share strategy, but I also share, like, there is something big that I just realized, like, 1 month ago. I just realized why happened, like everything what has happened to me before. And I'm gonna explain you why, because it's like I am starting to understand everything what I have manifested way for like 2 years ago. I didn't even have idea why I was having such a, like, impulse, and now I understand logically what happened, and what this is the reason why I created this masterclass. Because now I understand how to what was beyond, what I was mentioning. What happened when I was just starting, or not even there when I was, like, literally building the business, but what were the things that I was doing before, and everything creates a compound effect, right? So I'm super happy to be here. And another thing that I want to tell you is that, um, the reason of this masterclass is for showing you, you know, through my journey, what are the things required for you to be unstoppable, for you to literally be unlimited. There is nothing, I would say, and I really believe this, and I have traveled like a lot of places around the world, and I love to meet cultures. Like, the main reason why I am so passionate about traveling, and this is, I can even cry just thinking about traveling, because not only because visiting places, it's just because I love cultures. I love to understand people, how in this culture they behave differently. And the reason why I did this masterclass, that I'm doing this masterclass, is to let you know that no matter where you are from, where you are right now, what are your conditions right now, where did you started before, or not even the economical situation. This is totally doesn't matter. Um, doesn't matter anything that in the past, because what matters is the great big, such a huge vision, ambition, and this willingness to create something bigger than yourself, to create something bigger for your family, to create something bigger and destroy, not destroy, but break these generational cycles, which is the part of, just saying, like, okay, if my family was this way, I'm gonna be this way. Like, we can create such a big change, and we are not destined to just follow a path that, well, I had a profession and I have a profession, and because of that I have to follow this job, and I have, and or I have to build something related to my job, because that's why I studied. If I want to tell you through this masterclass, and I want you to see, and of course we're gonna have a very you're gonna have a very great takeaways, because I want to share with you how you can discover, how you can really identify the opportunities. Sometimes the opportunity that's just in front of us, but we are so focused in if other things that we don't realize that the opportunities are here. And there are different circumstances why that make us, the just change the way how we see and check the opportunity. So because of that, and I also am a firm believer that you like, there is no difference between you and me if you're in this entrepreneurship journey. Like, there is no difference. Um we i i started from zero, like from knowing zero. um there's a lot of people from who started from zero. Like, there are different circumstances. The only difference maybe is just the willingness and how open you are to receive, to allow yourself, like giving yourself permission to do whatever it takes to achieve what you want. And this is not only about the money. Like, money is a byproduct, but it's all about who you become on the process. Like, that is the most powerful thing, because you can have a really great strategy and you push, but then you get money, and then why I cannot replicate it more? Like, there is something that is holding me, why I can't replicate it more. So that is why it's not only that, but it's far beyond the strategy. It is why I'm going to share with you, right? And I'm super excited, like, this is for you, this is for all of you who are in this path to entrepreneurship, and you're looking for solutions. What is the best thing that is aligned for you? And I want to tell you something, and we're going to talk deeper in detail towards the masterclass. But there are so many ways how to build a business. But if you're building a business just because of money, if you're building a business just because you want to have more money, and you see like coaching, oh my gosh, it's a 20 billion industry for 2022, and there's so many people earning like astronomical amounts, I'm gonna do that. If your intention is because, oh my gosh, I want to make money and I want to have a life amazing, and this coach is posting about money, so this is why I want, let me tell you that it can be really stopping you from really achieve, or for having results, or for progressing, because this is not only about money. The most successful people that I have seen out there, and also the results that I have had, and I have also analyzed some of other my colleagues who started from with me from zero, the difference of results that we have, it's not because of a lack of strategy, when we already know the strategy, the right strategy that can work for us, but is the passion and the love that we have for what we do. One thing is doing something because you want money, because you want an outcome, because you just want to progress. So that is gonna feel like heavy for you. It's gonna feel like, oh, I don't know, I have to do marketing and I have to go to do live. But when you love it, when you really love, when you have a message, like this is powerful. When you have a message so powerful that you know that you have a message to share, whatever the area of coaching you are. If you're helping people to improve their health, if you're helping people to improve their well-being, their relationship with their partner, whatever it's the topic, your area, if you have a message, you know that probably you had an experience, you know that there is something beyond, and you have a message, and you know that your message, there's more people who need to hear this because it's so powerful, it goes beyond yourself. This is your driving force for you to keep working, for you to keep moving. And this is what have I have noticed. So many people, we get super excited because of the money, because of the in a call of, oh my gosh, do I really can earn this? But when we forget, I am feeling aligned. This is something that really connects with my heart. Is this something that I really see myself doing? Do I see myself doing that, or it's just because of the money? You know. So in my case, in my case, I really always loved. I love talking to people, and I love going to stages, and I love public speaking, and I love singing and dancing on stages. And I knew that this connection with people has been my main strength. So if you already know me, well, my name is Natalie again. I am from the Galapagos Islands, from Ecuador. And if you can check in the map, actually here is my little necklace of the Galapagos. But if you check in the map, the Galapagos Islands have different islands, and I am from the biggest one. So if you go to Google Galapagos, Isabel Island is the biggest one. Why I want to mention this? Because that I built this business, like everything started from there. I built this business from an island of 3,000 people, of streets full of sand, of houses that are just barely built because it's a very natural island. But I grew up in the city, so I had this contrast of growing in a city, the city life, and also growing in the Galapagos Islands, which is totally connected to nature. Now, if you know me, and if you have been following me, if you have been reading, and also this group, I'm a business coach. But far beyond being a business coach, I I have a mission to share, and I have something to that drive is my driving force every single day when I wake up, when I open my eyes and say, like, I'm so grateful that I'm living this life. Not only because, of course, of the money, but because I'm doing something that fulfills my heart, and that doesn't have any price. And why I'm saying this? Because being a business coach, for my case, has allowed me to show people around the world, no matter the initial circumstances, no matter the clown, no matter your economic situation right now, no matter anything, that you can build something so big far beyond of yourself, and you can do it. Because if I could do it, why you can't? Like, if I started from zero, from an island that didn't have not even good internet, there is no reason why you can't. Like, the only thing that can as sometimes stopped us is just the mind. It's just the stories that we say to ourselves, and I'm going to talk about this during the masterclass, right? So I being a business coach has allowed me to, to help other people, and especially feel very connected to women, to show and to empower and to show you that it's possible living the life that you want. I was very conditioned, because I am a biotechnology engineer. I was very conditioned that I have to go to work in a laboratory, and there are many paradigms that are being destroyed along this journey. So I had to work in a laboratory because I studied like 7 years, even with my master's degree, to work in a laboratory. And then it's like, this is life. This is really life. Like, do I feel happy just stopping or pausing my life for 8 hours, and then trying to leave the rest of the day? And then I have vacations whenever the company wants, and get paid according to, in the scientific world, it's beautiful. But in the scientific world, you have a ceiling. Like, you can be the best scientist, but you have a ceiling, unless you have a business or admin degree or something that you can go beyond, and be probably the CEO, let's say. But if you focus on just in the scientific world, it's just like it has a ceiling. It's like, and in my always I have seen, like, because I grew up in the Galapagos Islands, I saw that there's a lot of people who are. I was in contact with a lot of entrepreneurs, like a lot of even celebrities of, because there's a lot of people with a lot of money who go to the Galapagos, especially to cruise ships. So, and it's like, if they could do it, why I can't? Like, what is the difference? And I started reading a lot of biographies. So the fact is that, you know there is nothing that can stop you but yourself. And there, that's the reason why I want to show everybody that it's possible to do it no matter the initial conditions. You can do it when you have a higher, bigger context, a super powerful force that is driving you every single day to not give up, you know. And this is, the reason why I love to work with women. It's because in my case, I was very conditioned also to have an environment of, I may have heard this term about machism, but it's basically the fact that men, this gender inequality, right? It's basically that, like, we women, especially South America, we are conditioned to just follow whatever the man says, right? And then I said, like, I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna follow the same things. Like, there are bigger things. And I have seen in the Galapagos, so people there, they can be limitless. You can earn whatever you want when you allow yourself to do it, when you choose to do it, when you choose to break the pattern and start something new, right? So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And this is especially what I'm mentioning. This is especially for women who want to create a big impact. Like this masterclass, I really want you to notice, like, what are your opportunities? What's the big impact that you can create it, and how far you can go when you give yourself permission to do it. You know, and this is again, like, it doesn't matter the initial conditions. You can go and rise beyond limits when you allow yourself. And I have seen, and I have done it for myself, that I have seen so many people, such successful people in the world, oh my gosh, from zero. What is the difference is this bigger context that we're going to talk soon, right? So, this is also for women who want to feel, who have a, I know that you have a message, you got a message to share, and you feel so deep in your about the message that you want to share, that you will do whatever it takes to share a message. This is all about building a coaching business from a place of passion, from a place of empowerment, right? So if that's you, let me know. Now, if you already know, you feel what is your message, let me know. You can just comment down below. Let me know what's your message, what's your driving for, why do you want to do it? Like, the money is the byproduct, but why? What else? I know that you have big ambitions, that you want to love life, you want to feel life, you want to succeed, you want to be wealthy. There is nothing wrong in being wealthy. Oh my gosh, I love money, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful when you can use it for impact, for yourself, for your family, for breaking the cycles, right? So this is very important, very important. And I really want to, and this is the reason why I created this part, my brand, the race method, which is the program itself, because I love, I help women, to build this dream lifestyle that I want through, of course, what I do is social media, what I do is online coaching, what I do is like a lot of inner work. And this is a key. We need two things, and I didn't realize this, and this is why I'm telling you this right now. I didn't realize how much we need inner work and a strategy in balance to have this junction, to have this opportunity, you know so it's all about inner work, understanding what is basically the shadow that we have, like this fear. There are so many people who say, like, I'm afraid to talk to people, to go on camera, to be rejected, to fear, like self-sabotage. Those are shadows. Those are unhealed situations that can be stopping us. It cannot be, they can't be something that is holding us forever, but they can stop or can slow down the process. So this fear of rejection, this fear or of self-sabotage, or any fear of starting something, or if I invest in something, how I'm gonna get it, like this lack mentality, this pressure, I know it because I started from there. long time ago, before starting into coaching. I knew I was so afraid to I was holding money, the little money that I had, so much that if I give this money, I'm afraid not to happen again. So better no, better I keep it, better I divide it carefully and do not give it. But that is something that I was working a lot, even before me starting the coaching business. I was working a lot because this is a fear that so many times is blocking us to receive more. When we have, when you have, let's say, when you have your hands let's say with such a bunch of bills or coins, and you just say like, oh, I have, this is so valuable, this is the most that I have, so I'm just gonna hold it. So what if you hold it so hard, something that just fits in your hands, you hold it so hard that you don't want to give it, and if you give it just a little bit, just for keep having it. What if there's a huge amount that is here right in front of you, but you don't see it? And because you are holding this, you cannot just do this and hold all of that. Or you can pick up a bucket and hold more. The fact is that we are so attached to not only money, what we have, but we are so attached to old patterns. We are so attached to the old self. We are so attached to the old personality. And this is what is stopping us so much. Right? So far beyond of that, when I started also, I was already preparing myself for starting something big, you know. And one of the main things about the journey towards 100K started with making a decision, and it's all about what I mentioned, the context. What is the context? So the context is, and I didn't realize this before. My context was creating a life such exciting. Like, this is what I'm talking about, the context. Like, imagine that the context, like when you have a portrait and you have a picture, right? So the context is the portrait, is the reason why you are doing something. So imagine that you have a portrait, or you have, the context of myself wasn't, I'm gonna make money, and I'm gonna make money, and because with that money I'm gonna travel the world. That wasn't the context. My context is like, I'm gonna I'm gonna create this freedom. I'm not gonna be dependent on anybody, on any job, because I got rejected for so many jobs, by the way. And I'm not gonna depend on any job, and I'm gonna create as much wealth as I want, because it's up on me how much I want to make. This is the context. Like, let's make it a bigger. My context was, I'm going to create so much freedom and wealth, and I'm going to be able to break these generational patterns. I'm going to create so much wealth that I'm going to show people that this is possible no matter the initial conditions. This is possible no matter the cultural conditionings. And there is the moment where everything changed. That was the moment where everything changed, because my context was bigger than just making money. My context is like, I'm going to work towards that. And when you have a big context, you know that if something happens in the way, it's not going to destroy your dream. It's not going to destroy your reason. So what is your context? Sometimes so many people is like, I have a business and I want to sell my program. So the context is selling my program. It's selling my program. It's in nothing else. So that's a tiny context. If you have just a very small context, it's a very small reason, very fragile reason. What's going to happen is that you're going to basically, if something goes wrong, you're going to see that the context wasn't big enough. And if for any reason you fail, you don't give yourself space in your context for opening yourself to more opportunities and to keep trying. What happens is that you fail, you accumulate failure, 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 more evidence to tell you that you're not good enough. While it's not true. The truth is that we can create a bigger context, a bigger reason. So when if we failed in a little piece, we know that it's okay. We can learn and we can move on. And we have another thing that is nothing is gonna destroy your dream. And this is all about what is the context. This is a reason why we created things. So when I created my business, when I decided to create my business, was from a context of I'm gonna have such a lot of freedom, and I'm gonna have to work for anybody else, and I'm gonna create so much money that I'm gonna be able to help my family, and I'm gonna create so much money that I'm gonna show all around me that it's possible to have a life that you want to have to be conditioned. I'm gonna create so much money, and I'm gonna have such a lot of freedom, and I'm gonna help more women to see how far they can go. And that has been the reason why every single day I wake up, it's like, okay, let's keep working. Let's keep working. I love it. Let's do it. The context. The context has to be bigger, greater, higher that you can even imagine. And you gotta have a very, very powerful context. Very powerful reason, driving force that is not gonna let you stop. So first of all, it's been the context. Now it's been aligned with what you want. Because as I said, like if you have a big context, right? A big context about I want to create so much freedom and wealth. And what happens with when you have a big context but you're not aligned with what you want to say, with your business, probably not always coaching business is the solution to achieve that big context. We gotta know that are you aligned with the coaching business? Are you really aligned? Do you really want to do this, or you don't feel like, oh, I don't like to talk to people, I don't like to do marketing, I don't like to go to camera? You gotta know that the reason why there is so much money, it doesn't have to be a very compelling reason just to start something, an online coaching business. Not because of the money, as I said at the very beginning of life, that is not that shouldn't have a reason, because that's going to create a lot of resistance creates resentment creates not inaction. And when we don't have action, we just don't do things, we just don't do it, we avoid it, we procrastinate. We gotta know, we gotta be in love with what we want to do. Whether you with your message, you have a message to spread with your business. So you gotta know that you are basically um, aligned with that you like it, that you love it. And if you like it, and if you don't like to do marketing, oh my gosh, I don't like to do marketing, I don't like to post content, I don't like to sell. Again, how big is your context? Because for me, when I started, I didn't think about, oh my gosh, the sale. I have to do marketing. It was like, for me, it was like, I have to share my message. Okay, what are the tools that I have? Marketing, this way, organic marketing. What are the other tools? Sales. Okay, let's do sales. I never gave my energy. How hard is that? I was just focused in my context. I am aligned with that. I really love that. Yes. Okay. So let's do it. Let's do it. And let's do it. I love it. I love. So this is a reason why the context matters so much, because that is what's gonna keep you on track. The days that are you probably are not feeling that you are progressing enough. So after the context and after being aligned with that, it's time to make decisions. In my case, when I started, the decision was like, okay, I'm gonna join to a program. I joined to a program that taught me paid ads. I didn't like at all. I didn't like paid ads. I had a launch, and I was selling at the very first start in 2019. I was selling coaching sessions for $30. Guess what? Nobody bought it, because first of all, I didn't know how to communicate how powerful it is. So secondly, like I didn't even believe in my sessions very well. Nobody bought it. 2019, 2020, at the very first starting, more or less by June, I was selling programs, 2 months programs for $250. I had a launch. I spent $500 in paid ads to build a list. Guess what? Two people bought. So I got basically I didn't earn anything, and I spent a lot of time, energies because two people bought. I'm grateful for them, but I paid $500 in ads, so basically didn't work that much. So what happened here? What was the lesson? This strategy, I mean, I knew that it worked because it worked for other people, and my thought is, if if that works for you and you're teaching me how to do it exactly, why it wouldn't work for me? Like it's gonna work. Like there's no reason why it can't work. Like I'm gonna do it. And I'm have always had this very powerful, how do I say it? Like it's not emotional intelligence, but I have always been following these things like super super straight, super powerful. Okay, if you tell me that this strategy works and I want to achieve this result, and you tell me that this strategy works, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Just like I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Okay. Now there's a tricky thing here because I did it and it worked, but I didn't feel aligned and I felt so much pressure. Like in my case, it was so much masculine energy involved. I'm a little bit more feminine. I love to flow more. This was too much controlling the outcome, and it was so terrible for me. So now what happened later? Okay, so I don't like pay ads, and I need a very good strategy. Plus, it's not only about like this is my thought and this is my journey, and I'm sharing with you for you can identify what it feels good for you. But for me, was like okay, I don't want to have these. I don't want to do pay ads. This is not for me. It works for others, but it's not the way how I want to build my business. I don't want to spend in paid ads. But there are a ton of courses. I don't want a course. I want guidance. I want somebody who's telling me what I'm doing wrong, because if I keep doing the same thing that I'm doing, I'm not going to progress. And let me tell you something, I value time. I value time more than ever. So if I'm going to do something and it's going to take me longer, what I believe so much is not only the setting a timeline for an outcome, but I believe it's like okay, if I work on this, I really want to make it efficient. I really want to know that if it's taking me time, at least I'm going in the right way and I'm not wasting my time. So what happened there? I was looking for a mentor, and then I joined to Tony Robbins world, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna buy the UPW, and I paid like 700, I think, at the time. And then it's like, oh my gosh, $700 in a 4-day seminar. That is insane. But I have believed another thing, how powerful is be surrounded by people who lift you up. How powerful you are the media of people who you surround with yourself with. If you surround yourself with people who are ambitious and who work and travel, you're gonna be like them. If you surround yourself with people who are pessimist and then they don't like to do things, you're gonna adopt somehow some part of their thoughts. What happened later is that I didn't want it. Like I didn't have any media, any surrounded around me that was thinking high in my environment, but I had the internet. I had friends on the internet. I had like the community of Tony Robbins. I made friends who pushed me to dream high, to know low my standards. Oh my gosh, everything grew from there. Because I saw people, it's like my mind was blowing. I saw people earning so much. It's like, what? What are you doing that I'm not doing? I need to learn from them. I need to learn from people who are making money that I want to make. Okay, let's do it. So then I hired my first mentor. It was a great experience. And at that point, I knew that it's not gonna be I knew that it's not gonna be cheap because I was in the Tony Robbins world. I was about to pay $10,000 for his business mastery, because it was like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna build my business. I'm gonna build my freedom. I'm gonna build and show the world how possible is this. I don't care how much is it. I want a guy that I trust, a guy, and I want a proven roadmap. The rest, it's up on me. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Now, yes, I paid in full my first coach, because when I had the sales call, it's like I was just thinking actually, because my first coach came from the Tony Robbins world, like it's gonna be I thought it was gonna be like $10,000. It's like, okay, I'm prepared for that. I have some savings. I'm prepared for that. I don't care. Like if that's gonna give me double, I'm gonna do it. Thinking, making decisions from a place of possibility. Making decisions from where you want to be, not where you are right now. Where you are right now, it's a situation that is holding you back for a problem. If you think how powerful you can be, how far you can go, that's a totally different perspective. So, making decisions from a position of possibility, from a position of empowerment, from a position that I can do this, whatever, no matter it takes. I joined it. For a lot of people, that was in 2020. For a lot of people, I had colleagues that so far they don't have a business. They joined the same program. Why is difference? The context. How big is your context? How willing are you? How willing are you gonna be to follow that context? You gotta have a bigger reason than just making money. That's gonna keep you on track. And the journey started from there. Trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Didn't work something. Okay. What was working? The passion, my message, learning and mastering skills about the business, how to communicate with people, how to sell, how to talk to people. This is powerful. So then I used to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to receive coaching calls because of the time difference of everybody. Like they changed the time zone. So it was a crazy thing that time. But it's like, no matter what, I'm going to make it work. Like, there's nothing that can stop me. There's nothing that can stop me. Nothing. I have fears. Okay, I'm going to talk to my coach. I'm going to talk to my colleagues. I need to help. I need help with this. I cannot be with myself. Now, later, what happened to later, I like the organic marketing. And the key about organic marketing is you to be real, that you to show who you are, that you to go far beyond the strategy, follow the strategy, yes, but align the strategy towards your personality. The reason why a lot of people struggle, it's because they just follow strategy without realizing how they can align that to their personality, their words, their message. So if you're in the coaching business, in the coaching space, let me tell you, this is possible for you, right? Now, after some time, I was like, trial error. Oh my gosh, I don't have any. I don't have clients. Oh my gosh, I got like 20 sales calls. 20 told me no. What's going on there? What happened there is that um, what happened was that basically I I I hit 20K after 3 months, starting from zero. What? How is that possible? I signed it. I signed it to clients of $10,000 each. How? What? I was coaching in something that I was already good at, which was habits, which was discipline, which was performance. And I knew how to find people, how to talk to people, how to negotiate because of my past experiences. I build a business that is aligned with me, but also aligned with my skills. Now, how to do this? 20K is just starting. That was 2020. What happened 2021? I got stuck. I got stuck with my, the thoughts, and I didn't want to do a lot of sales calls without, it was like 10 sales calls, one sale. So it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that anymore. I need to save my energies. I needed to improve my strategy in content. I needed to improve my strategy in sales. So then I finished one program and I joined it to a $30,000 masterclass. How people sold me $30,000 masterclass if I wasn't even earning, like, I mean, a lot. Yes, I was earning, but not, you know, because again, I value so much community. I want to be surrounded with people who earn way more than me so then I can be super excited. Yep. I love people who are showing me the possibilities, and I like support. And then I said, you know what? I'm all in. And I paid $4,000 for the first payment, the first installment, and I had to pay like 2,500 for the rest of 2021. And I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a return of investment, and this is good because if I earn $40,000 a month, 2,500 is nothing. Oh my gosh, how powerful is to have this bigger context, this bigger alignment, this bigger mindset. Investing in yourself and your skills and mastering your skills, it's not something that is going to take you to the moon. I'm not saying you got it for you to make money, for you to build a coaching business, or for you to, you got to invest in order for you to have money. But if you feel that you need strategy, if you feel that you need to develop skills, and if you don't have those skills, how do we get it? You either can go on Google and spend such a long time, there's such a lot of information, or you just can find somebody who can, you feel aligned, that you feel that person, that you feel aligned with the energy of the person, that you feel aligned that that person is going to help you, that you feel that this person can hold space for you, and she can tell you, or he can tell you to anywhere. Go and do that, and ask for help from a position of empowerment, from a position that you can do whatever it takes. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it no matter what. You have a bigger context. Okay, so very important, very powerful, very powerful, very powerful, right? So this is a very, very powerful reason why I started this. Now, how did we duplicate to 100,000 and beyond? How did we do that? When we started, when we started, it was like 20K, 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 20K. Okay. Now, the fact is that when I was starting, I was having focusing for the long-term goals, just short-term, 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 and not focusing in the long-term, in longevity. What I wanted to do, okay, what I wanted to do is created something sustainable, but it feels aligned while travel the world. And in 2021, I traveled like, how many countries? Like seven. I lived in different ones. And it's like, people told me it's not possible to build a business when you are traveling. You gotta sit down, not push me down. Because I love traveling. It's my passion. That is when my soul ignites. Like, why should I stop doing what I love, where it gives me all the energy to build a business, to make money? Why should I stop it? There is nothing that is going to stop me. And I am very coachable. So I follow whatever they tell me. Okay, I'm going to stop traveling. What happened? My performance, my productivity, my sales, my numbers went down. My state of being, my emotional being went down. So what's the conclusion here? Do not allow anybody to tell you how you gonna drive and do your business. You can listen, you can, okay, understand what they're saying, you can tweak it and make it yours, but do not, if somebody's telling you to stop doing whatever you love in order for you to have money, oh my gosh, maybe you are in the wrong place. Because the power, the driving force, the power force that's going to keep you fighting and doing the things, it's your passion. It's the love that you have for what you're doing. In 2021, by August, I have a breakdown, and it was one of the painful, most hard moments that I'm going to be sharing with you all sometime. I was totally the best. I didn't basically, what is it, stop my business. I kept doing marketing, but I was 100% sure that I was emotionally well to sign more clients. So what did I did that moment? I kept doing marketing. I kept being consistent with my content for building community, for building trust, because I believed. I kept working, and I focused my mindset to serve my clients at the highest. Um, like I really had to train myself those moments to serve my clients, but I was in a very, very, very emotional, very low state. That lasted 2 months more or less. And I couldn't, I wasn't emotionally, mentally well, but I kept going. What happened later? I mean, that time I think I couldn't go live because it's just like my magic is turned off when I am not happy. So what happened later? I came back to track. I kept focusing in myself, in my growth, in my. It was I was developing inner work. I was doing inner work, emotional intelligence, personal power, and this is something that I work with my clients right now. Personal power development, you know, and this is what keeps me on track and came back. And when I started feeling again passionate, this is a moment when I started signing more clients. And of course my process changes, like the model, the way how my clients were getting my clients, the everything changed because I was super, super, super more empowered. I still had the support of my coach. And even though we love, like people, we love to invest. Let me tell you, we cannot expect from one program to 100% build like an empire. Yes, it can help, but we need to master. We cannot expect for 3 months to already have like be millionaires. We gotta master the skills, and this is very important. You know, so this is a reason why the journey towards 100K, it's not linear. It's like a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster, but it was worth it, because what we gain here is the resilience, knowing that if you are not doing things, what's the biggest context that you have, the bigger context that you have, what is the big thing that you have for yourself. Okay, so you gotta have a bigger context, a desire that goes beyond, that nobody can destroy, that nothing can destroy, and no little failure can destroy, because you have it bigger. Why is the urgency to make it right now when you can start building right now, but it can, flourish? It's like you're planting a seed right now. It's gonna flourish after 1 year, after 6 months. Like it depends on every single one, and align your actions toward it. What helped me a lot in terms of the strategy, let's talk about the strategy. It was organic marketing. Organic marketing focused in developing this trust factor from the content. For me, I'm not the person who loves to talk all the time, but I love to produce content. So you gotta find the right balance of what you love, what you love. And in this case, it's about content. In my case, I love writing content, and it's because that I am a firm believer that content is building this know, like, and trust factor that is going to make the sale easier and it's going to attract the right people. When you raise your standards, when you know what you want, automatically this is energetics. You are an energetic match for people who are ready, for people who want to grow, for people who want to take off, for people who want to unleash their genius. You are an energetic match for those people. Keep your standards high. And if you don't know how to keep your standards high, look for somebody who can hold the space for you. This is my true suggestion. Do not be afraid of money. Investing is scary, but it's rewarding because it's not like I'm gonna drop this little part of money that I have, but I'm gonna keep it back. I know that I'm gonna have the return of investment, and I trust, and I'm gonna build from a place of abundance. So for me, content has been so powerful, and this is the reason why I developed my business, the Race Method, in a way that building a very powerful content in knowing how to talk to people. So it's communication through content towards the sale. Of course, talking using human behavior. So your content, you gotta know that you gotta be consistent with your content. You gotta have a very powerful message to share. You gotta have a very compelling strategy for you to sell the best way that you like. There's people who are selling without sales call. There's people who are selling with sales call. What is the best thing for you? How do you like to better do the better? There's people who are selling from workshops. There's people who are selling just in the website. Find the real one, good for you, according to what you like, what's your personality, but keep growing. Do not allow that something that is not feels comfortable for you stop to grow your dream. Rise up, right? So here I'm gonna tell you like the lessons, because this year, 2021 was a six figures year. That's kind of crazy. So this year, what I decided is to keep growing, and I made little investments. Well, actually, 7,000, 3,000. I made like so far this year, I made like 20,000 investments in terms of growing my understanding and mastering different type of skills, which is sales from a more natural way, which is content. And what I'm saying is that you gotta always keep learning from different parts, whatever is the best way for you. For me, I love to hire mentors because it's the fastest way, and also I get feedback. So what's the best way for you? Keep learning, keep growing. Nothing is gonna stop you. Now, how you can recognize opportunities here? You recognize opportunities when you allow yourself, when you have a focus where you're gonna go, and you surround yourself, you put yourself in environments that are gonna take you towards another place that you wanna go. Start talking to people. You don't know, like, connections are powerful. You don't know who is this person next to you that can take you to another place, and they can create a network. Oh my gosh, my life changed this way. So actionable lessons. Get a big context, a big desire. Feel it, see it beyond something that can destroy it. Second, align your actions towards it. Third, get immersed into environments that can help you grow. What if I am in a place where there's nobody who have a growth mindset? There are podcasts, there is Facebook, there are Facebook groups, there's mentors, there are friends all over the internet who have this growth mindset, who are this Facebook group that can help you grow. Get yourself immersed in those groups. This is one of the most important things that have helped me in being surrounded with people who have high goals. Oh my gosh, I love ambitious people. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love when my clients come and are very ambitious, because ambition is not good. Ambition, I don't believe ambition is bad. We always want more, but also we gotta be grateful. Of course, for me, the lesson was the guidance was required to see the blind spots that I had. And this is a reason why I have created these, and then I love to share this with you when you have some trainings here around, to for you to see how big and how powerful you can be. You gotta work, you gotta do the inner work, you gotta do the personal power, you gotta focus in what is important. What is your biggest context, right? I created the race method, which is a whole human behavior methodology. But I also am giving people who are just getting started another opportunity to get immersed into this world. If you feel that the online coaching business is something that really ignites your soul, if you feel that online coaching business is something that that you really like, and if you're looking for an organic strategy, you will have tried that. Like if you feel this, like I have developed something that is for starting, which is the Perfect Fit Summer, a Perfect Fit Audience program. And I wanted to tell you this. And this is a moment where I'm going to mention an opportunity that can help you to understand this. So my RISE method is a huge mastermind. Now, if you want something smaller, something more affordable, something that can help you get started, and something that can give you the push, something that can give you the taste, something that already can see results on growing your audience and transmitting the right message, this is for you. This is for you if you really have this desire to do whatever it takes. You want to grow your audience, you want to make money, you want to be a leader, you have a message to share, this is for you. Next week we will start the Perfect Fit Audience program. Right now we have 30% off, and you always can join to this program. It's a lifetime access. It's going to be recorded. We're going to do live sessions for 6 weeks, 10 modules. But if you decide, oh, right now I can't, maybe I'm going to join next week, it's okay. Now we have an advantage for people who make action, because I know how powerful is taking action. If you take action this weekend, it's 30% off. 30% off of the whole program. If you feel that maybe you want to wait more, okay, it's going to be 20% more off, 10% off one day before, and from the day that you start, it's going to be full price. You always can join. You have advantages in the early stages if you join early stages, but you always can join. So I'm super happy. I'm super blessed to be here. This is a program that is going to help you to understand what is the best way how you can show up on social media. If you're just starting, if you're feeling that you need to develop the social presence, you're going to understand here how to create your personal brand. We're going to do a lot of inner work. We're going to work in the context. We're going to work in the bigger reason that is going to keep you on track. We're going to work with emotional intelligence. We're going to work in the, of course, strategy, content strategy, understanding social media, human behavior marketing. This is mostly like the starting point to your organic marketing strategy. Okay. And I'm super happy if you feel that this is something that can help you. We have different payment plans up to 6 months. If you feel this is something that you really gotta feel, is this something that can help me move the needle? Is this something that I can take the first step? I want to learn far beyond just creating content. Creating content is not enough if you don't have a really passion, and you don't know how to imprint your voice in your content. And this is what we're going to do. Put your personality in your content and throw it, and then you're going to understand how you're going to create this authority through your content, building this social media presence, but overall creating something long lasting. 6 weeks, super happy. And I hope this journey has helped you, has given you insights how powerful you can be when you allow yourself, when you give yourself permission to dream big. If you feel that this Summer Fit program is for you, Perfect Fit Audience program is for you, send me a DM. I'm going to send you a link. If you have any questions regarding to the program, let me know. I love to talk to you. I love to talk to people. And I'm going to do another live video next week to explain further in details. But if you feel that you want to get the 30% off, if you feel this is something that's really good for you, and if you connected to me, if you would love me to share that with you, I'll be more than honored. Have a beautiful day. We talk soon. Bye bye. By the way, oh my gosh, before we're going, you have a homework. If you're here, if you get to this part, you have a homework which is post what in the group. What's your context beyond what you want? And what are the actions? Identify the gaps and what are you committing to? What is your context? What are the gaps? What are you committing to? So if you post this, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a guide, very powerful guide to identify how your niche is profitable enough. And this is going to be a guide that's going to help you to develop your message. If you want this, let me know. Post down in the group what is your biggest context, what are the actions, identify the gaps, and what are you committed to do this week, right now, right away, to make things work and happen for you. Okay? Have a beautiful day. We talk